One thing that we'd like to share with our membership is what are we doing as an association to help our members, whether it be agents, brokers, allied affiliates, understand the lawsuit and really comply with the changes that were included in the NAR settlement. So we put together an NAR Lawsuit Settlement Task Force. That's a lot to say. Which is people that I put together that have expertise in different areas, what I call silos. So I'm going to go through those now so that you understand what's coming forward. We have until July, maybe even later, to really flip the switch and say, okay, things have changed. But I'm hoping that you will see a lot of change before then and start using maybe some of the forums ahead of time. If you have any questions, you can always get a hold of us. So I have these silos set up, and we have this group that's incredibly dynamic people and very well educated in their fields. The most important one to start off right now is a compliance component. We have 2 legal advisors. Well, we have 1 legal advisor and 1 director that is an attorney. And what they'll be doing is going through the actual settlement, and there's like a checklist in the settlement that says you need to comply with this, 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 and this as an association. We have an opt-in period. It's 60 days after the lawsuit has been filed. And when did you say the lawsuit's potentially going to be filed with the court?
Potentially it's filed this week sometime. So beginning of this week or the middle of it, it should be filed. And that information then starts the clock for everybody.
Okay, so that would be number 1, compliance. Starting this week, 60 days. Our association has to decide, are we opting in or opting out? There's definitely pros and cons, mostly pros for opting in. Legal resources. So a big part of this is, oh my gosh, what kind of forms are we going to use? Can we use them now? Can we see those now? Give us a little time, take a little breath, deep breath, and give us some time to actually have this amazing committee. It's, do you know how many members approximately?
I do. So the Legal Resources Committee is 24 members, 12 attorneys and 12 highly practicing realtors. And they vet forms constantly. We've been doing this for years, but their contribution now will be invaluable because they'll be able to go over the listing agreements, they'll be able to go over buyer brokerage agreements, whatever forms that need to change to be compliant and also help you do business, they're going to be going over.
Excellent. It's highly competitive to get on that committee, and they meet, and it's pretty much very interesting conversations for sure. So they look at it from all different sides, and all of them have to be well vetted to get on the committee. Next up is MLS. So MLS is a huge component of this. I don't, you know, there's going to have to be policies and procedures that need to be put into place, which are still unknown. But we know one big one is that there's the commission fields will be taken off of the MLS. And as we talked in our last segment, is that doesn't mean that compensation will not be offered.
No, it just can't be offered on the MLS. So the compensation field will have to be removed. You can't put compensation in private remarks. There's many creative ways people have thought of, but most of them are precluded by the agreement. Brokers can list their own compensation on their own websites as a business decision, but any compilation of compensation numbers, statistics on third-party sites is definitely not allowed.
Excellent. Our next silo is communications. This is a huge part of what we're doing, and part of what we're going to do to combat really inaccurate information in the press, and also to communicate positively to our members of, you know, what's happening, what are we doing, how can we help you. Communications is our next silo. It's a very important segment of this task force. We need to not necessarily combat, but really correct the inaccurate information that is circulating in the press, TV, online, etc., so that you, the agent, you, the broker, you, the allied and affiliates, understand really what are the facts. So communication is going to put out press releases, paid ads, a lot of social media posts that you can repost so that your buyers and sellers understand what's going on. And some will be directed directly to the consumer. That is who is most confused. Secondly, who's confused? Agents, brokers, because it's change. It is confusing, trust me. And so we're going to have two different target audiences. I mean, both can share the messaging, but I'm very excited about this aspect of it. So we have a PR person, we have our director of marketing, and also a member that's part of the NAR communications committee, which will be fantastic. There's a lot of information out there now. We need to just synthesize it and also share it as what are we doing as part of your local association. So I'm very excited about that part.
Very much so.
Another key silo is education. So we have a professional development committee that is highly active. How many courses do we, training sessions do we have a year?
Over 100.
Okay.
Over 100 between face-to-face, Zoom, webinars, lunch and learns. I would say probably easily 125, 130.
Yeah, I was thinking we had one a day, it feels like, but okay. And we give a lot of our education for free.
Yes.
And we also have, NAR is providing the ABR, Accredited Buyer Representation, training for free until the end of the year. I'm guessing that'll be extended, hopefully. I will try to advance that idea. But we have a director that is part of Pro-D that is going to be spearheading this. She's already got a team. It's just not one person, there's a team to work on how do we talk to buyers? How do we talk to our listing or even our sellers about this? And how do you talk to anybody that you've had in your database or anything like that? What is the messaging? So we're going to help you with that, role playing, things like that. A lot of this is going to come from your broker. And what we're going to do is just be here to help out your broker for another avenue of education. But number one, go to your broker. Number two, look at local associations, look at regional associations, state, and also the National Association of Realtors. So there's going to be a lot of education here, but even negotiating. Let's get back to the basics and excellent negotiating, because you're going to have to sell your value. But before you sell your value, you're going to have to know your value. So part of that is educational, and we're all 1099s. If you're an agent or a broker, we're 1099s, and you own your own business. And so you need to really think, well, how do I help the buyer? What do I bring to the table that brings it a competitive edge? But I'm excited for a lot of our brokers are very well versed in what's happening, and they're starting programs that are amazing, but we're here to help and augment that as well. Would you agree?
No, most definitely. As PJ is going over all of these items, I think what you're taking into account, and I hope what you are, is we're not looking at this through a narrow focus. It encompasses many different areas, and we're taking a holistic approach and giving you as much education, as much information as possible in all of these various areas, because if you just focus on one or two, you're missing the boat. I mean, there's so much that could be going on with all of them.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, but I know there's more after this too, but in my little segments in the task force will be professional standards. There will be changes in professional standards, code of ethics. This we don't know, clear cooperation if that's going to stand, but there will be modifications. We don't know when, but those will be highly communicated. And just like I said, they're unknown right now, but I think it'll be all positive. Once you have the information, you work with your broker, you understand how to communicate this. This might be a blessing in disguise. That's how I'm taking it, and I'm very positive about it. So going back and explaining why we settled for this, whatever, really does us no good. And it's like, to be honest with you, this is where we're at. And so we're taking it from here, sharing with you what we're doing as an association, and we will do that proactively. We don't want to inundate you, so we're going to give you one section in our website that will be a portal that you can find information from NAR. What is the President Sears talking about today? You can go there, or you can, make sure you read all the emails you're getting from NAR and Florida Realtors and us. But do you know the URL of our website?
It's NABOR.com, and we have a link when you get to the page. It's the first slide you'll see that'll get you to the NAR Lawsuit Settlement section. And we're putting all of our resources there. These YouTube videos, fact sheets, as forms change, they'll have articles describing why the form changed and what changed. So it'll be a one-stop shop for all information on this.
Okay. It sounds great, and we will share that URL on the screen. Also, I would highly suggest when you go to real estate platforms that you might not want to comment. You might want to be very careful on the discussions that are out there. There's still a lot of concern about antitrust, and that is why we are here talking about this. and we will provide additional information on what we're doing to really comply and be careful and make sure that our members are just the most well-informed members in the state, in the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for your time.
Thank you.